Our way. Okay. One cup of tea. All right. Good morning, guys. All right, let's get started. So, ritual. All right. So, yesterday, really personally myself, I have found that in the beginning of this nonsense that's going on, I really just kept myself busy for the first week or two, week and a half, right? I was like, all right, I can do this for a week and a half. Everything's good, playing out about 2 weeks, and we'll get back to normal maybe in 3 weeks. I can last, 3 weeks. And then all of a sudden, which was videoed on Facebook, I had that slap realization. I did a lot of research on my own, listened to the scientists and stuff, and realized I was like, oh, we're in it for a minute, right? And so, then I went through a couple days of depression where I really didn't want to do anything but eat and lay around and watch TV, right? You notice I'm going through the 7 stages of grief, right? And then I was frantically really trying to get my studio online, which created lots of anger and stress. And then there was the surrender where I had a bucket full of bucket, excuse the French. And then I've come back around finally through the phase of, all right, this is your reality. You can choose to debate it or not, but it is what it is. And so how are you going to get up in this very moment and decide what is best for you and your journey while you're here? And I had no answers. Those of you who know me, I am a let's get it done kind of person. It's just how it is. However, I had no idea, still don't really, to be honest with you, what I'm supposed to be doing. All I know is I can get up every day. I can give you guys great ways to learn to calm your mind, great ways I'm dealing with this personally myself, and how I'm kind of processing and remaining somewhat in a good mental space, right? On a daily basis, my mental space has been better than it ever has in any other trauma in my life. So I feel like that all this practice that I've done for 20 years on evolving and controlling the monkey mind and really seeing reality as it is and connecting to people around me and doing good and, at best, nonviolence, right? And so, and how did I learn to do that? And I'm trying to share that with everybody else. So what came to me the other day is, I keep getting memories in my Facebook, where I've done 30-day Ashtanga practices throughout my history. I started with Ashtanga. It's a very ritualized practice. It focuses on breath and visual focus and in the strength of the core and the posture rather than alignment and all the other stuff. It is a sense of just surrender and being in the moment. And because it's so ritualistic, it tends to be the same postures and the same breath pretty much, right? Because we have to condense it, we'll change it up a little bit. But for the most part, you're going to recognize the parts over and over on a daily basis. What does this do? This really is the rituals that we need to learn. Remember, I was talking about how we learn as adults. We learn through being in that meditative, that theta wave state, and then we also learn by repetition. And so what has always helped me is to go back to this rooted, strong practice that is focused on the now moment, focused on the basics, the breath, the visual focus, and the energy all moving inward towards the center of you. So yesterday I talked about how to do the Ujjayi breathing, and I'm going to branch off of that even more as I talk about the ritual. So learning to breathe and pay attention to your breath is something that guides my days. If my breath is out of whack, that's telling me something is out of whack, whether I'm on or off the mat. And when I get to that space and I can acknowledge that that controls the mind and it controls my experience of the world, then I can start being proactive. And our proactivity is really self-care. It's eating the right things, which my stomach and my body has had enough of my dietary nonsense over the last couple weeks, right? So it's time, my body is telling me it's time to behave better, time to be ritualistic in even that aspect of my life, because we have no schedule conformity right now. And so you have to put it in place. The mind needs two things. It needs certainty, but it needs uncertainty. It don't need this damn much uncertainty. So we've got to put some in it. So this month, if you're spending time with me, physical practice is going to be the Ashtanga practice. You can modify as you go. I will give modifications every day. It'll be generally the same practice. I'll put a few different things in there. And as we start to build momentum, we'll start to add more towards the end. But it's an hour and 45-minute practice. We're only doing an hour of it, right? All right, with that, let's branch back into the Ujjayi breathing. Why do we do the Ujjayi breathing? The Ujjayi breath makes this beautiful echoing sound at the back of the throat that tunes in the mind, just like strumming a string on a guitar, right? It vibrates the cells of the body. The other aspect of what it does is it holds the container of the breath into the rib cage, into the lung area, not into the neck and shoulders, and not into the belly. Which this does is that stabilizes this core for a stronger practice. So think about a water hose. When you turn the water hose on, when the water is just flying out that hose, you can bend the hose easily and break it and cut the flow of water off, right? The hose is easily broken, right? However, if you take that same stream of water and put your finger over the end of it where you direct the stream and control an even stream, it's much harder to break and bend that water hose. And that is essentially how we are looking at the container of the breath as we go. The other aspect and why Ashtanga I feel works so much is because it is ritualistic. Your brain begins to drop in better and better each day, more and more each day. Also, the breath is in the now moment. And so if we're focusing on that, you can't be anywhere else. Beyond the fact that the breath controls every other system, as we've been talking about in earlier meditations, and we'll talk about more. There's so many aspects of this practice that can be beneficial. The last one of the practice is this is a very strong practice. There's nothing that is relaxed in the practice, not even our hip openers. And so it's very good for women. With that, because it's a Ashtanga practice, we're actually not supposed to be practicing it today because it's, tonight's the full moon. I can't remember when the full moon. You're not supposed to practice on the full and the new moon. We're supposed to take that as a break. Really should have checked before I started the 30-day online, but hey, whatever it is. So that's typically the rules. I'll look online and see what the full moon day is. I know it's close. So those of you who are starting practice with me, make sure you're set up with 2 blocks on the left side of your mat, front and back. Those of you who are going to just practice a little mindfulness and breath with me, and when everybody is set up right, I'm choosing to sit in a gentle hero's pose. You do not have to do that. Just sit up somewhere. From that space, I would like you to either interlace your fingers like this open, but if you need a little security today, I want you to wrap your fingers like this. Do you see how my fingers went in? And I want you to create this strong mudra at the place of your Uddiyana Bandha, which is about 2 inches below your navel. You're going to pull that back in. You're going to feel that container pull back away from the fingers. You're going to feel the shoulder heads drop down as well. So now the breath can't lift the shoulders and it can't expand the belly. As we close our eyes, take an inhale in, front ribs, side ribs, back ribs. As you exhale, pull the belly back, drop the shoulders down, let the back of the throat lift up. Inhale, back ribs, side ribs, front of the chest. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Begin to listen to the sound of the breath in the back of the throat. If you can't hear the breath in the back of the throat, slightly part the lips and breathe open mouth into the back of the throat. It will dry out a space in the back of the throat very, very quickly. Once you feel that space, close the mouth and then brush the breath over that space. Continue to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Realize all you have to do in this moment is focus on the sound of that breath. As you breathe here, bring to mind the kind of energy you need today. So do you need to be productive? Do you need to be compassionate? Do you need to surrender a little? What do you need to have energetically? Not person, place, thing, not item, not anything like that. On an energetic basis, what are you drawing to you today? Feel that within your body. Begin to identify that. Identify the breath that is linked to that energetic sensation. Any thoughts that come up, let them go by the wayside. Come back to the breath. Energetically, what do you need today? Remind yourself, feel it. Feel it in your body, feel it in your breath, feel it in the heartbeat, feel it in the shoulders, feel it within the whole entire contents of you. And inhale, open your eyes, come to a comfortable seated position if you're not already there. So this is the deal. None of us asked for fear. None of us asked for anger. None of us asked for insecurity. None of us asked for doubt. None of us asked for probably even low energy, right? And so if you are settling into those spaces today, come back to that simple practice. It takes 3 breaths to start to change the chemistry, the bio makeup of your body. 3 quality breaths. Up to 2 minutes of just simple breath focus, bringing it back like a little insolent toddler, right? Not listening, just continuing to bring it back can reset and reboot that computer and let you go for another few minutes. And that's all you need at this moment, right? So those of you on Facebook, I'll be back tomorrow. Those of you who signed up through the website and are ready to do some Ashtanga practice, get set up, come onto your hands and knees. The exhale is the cat stretch. Oh, that feels so good. Inhale comes to the cow, right? So start off with your practice. Those of you on Facebook, I will see you tomorrow. Much love, guys. Find your centers. So let me adjust this just a bit. And I think I would like a little bit of music today. We'll see how that goes. Huh? So as you guys start to warm up, start to circle the head, the neck, the hips, the shoulders, all that fun stuff. We are going to have a little background music today. I am feeling the need for some music. And Closey will let me monetize my friggin' YouTube with her music on there. I won't get copyright. So many copyright infringements. Like, it's not necessary to have your music, it's just nice. And this is giving you more audience. All right, down dog. Oh, yes, yes, please. And so as I move into this posture and I start to move around, I have two pathways I can go down. I can go down the mental pathway of, oh my God, my body really hurts this morning. My hamstrings are tight. I can go into that whole mental loop of that. Or I can choose to go, oh, wow, this feels good this morning. I'm so glad I'm on my mat. I'll just practice in the manner that feels good to me today and not worry about all those little things, right? With your next few breaths, I want you to go ahead and make your way towards the top of the mat. As you bend the knees and roll all the way up to standing, Ashtanga kind of gets right into it. I'm going to give you just a little bit of baseline with Ashtanga. Typically, mountain pose is big toes together and hands at the sides along the hips, and you'll be standing at the top of the mat. I will ask you to step out with the right foot to the side of your mat, either large, medium, or small step. Large is underneath wrist, mid is forearms, small is elbows. There is, and that's called home base, right? And then we'll do the right foot, we'll do the left foot, we'll do the right, we'll do the left, we'll step back to mountain pose. Oh, I'd like to speed that up and see what that looks like on high speed. That's funny. So go ahead and mentally prepare yourself for this practice. Changes on the 5th breath, all right? So everything is a 5-breath round. You're keeping that container of the breath in the rib cage, and your gaze is typically at nothing, either straight forward, off the tip of your nose, or at your belly button. Other than that, I won't do a lot of cueing, all right? Being started, feet together at the top of the mat, mountain pose. Inhale, chair, palms together. Exhale, fold, hands down. Inhale, lift halfway, hands to shins. Exhale, hands down, step back, plank pose. Inhale here. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. 5 breaths. Inhale, 1. Inhale, 2. Inhale, 3. Inhale, 4.
Exhale, forward, bend the knees, look at the top of the mat. At the very end of the exhale, hop big toes together, right into the inhale of the Betty Boop. Now your hands can be on shins or floor. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, palms come together. Exhale, mountain pose, hands at the sides. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left halfway, Betty Boop. Exhale, hands flat, step back plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Stay here 5 breaths. Inhale 1. Inhale 2. Inhale 3. Inhale 4. Bend the knees, look at the top of the mat, do a little hop, toes together. Inhale, Betty Boop. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair. Mountain pose. Adding on, inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, step or hop back, low plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, lift the hips, down dog. Left foot spins flat, right foot scoots forward. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, chaturanga or down dog to rest. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Right foot down, left foot forward. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. Chaturanga or down dog, it's up to you. Inhale, up. Exhale, back to your down dog. 5 breaths here. Inhale, 1. Inhale, 2. Three. 4. Exhale, step or hop at the end of the breath. Inhale, Betty. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair. Mountain pose. Again, inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, step or hop back. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, lift the hips, right foot forward, warrior 1. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Up dog. Down dog. Left foot forward, warrior 1. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Up dog. Down dog. 5 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, step or hop. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair. Mountain pose. Exhale, chair. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Step or hop back. Inhale, up. Exhale, back to down dog. Warrior 1, right foot. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Up dog. Down dog, left foot forward. Inhale, warrior. Exhale, chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Stay here and breathe. Inhale 1. Inhale 2. 3. 4. Hop. Inhale, Betty. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair. Mountain pose. Standing tall at the top of your mat. I'm turning to you. If you need a block, it comes in front of you. You're going to stand on the left foot first, and you're going to bring the right heel either figure 4 up into the hip. If that's not your shindig, you can cross the ankle. From here, we're forward folding, coming all the way down. Standing on left foot, left hand can go down, more advanced posture. Right hand comes behind the back, grabs the foot, holding here. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 5, lift halfway like you're doing a Betty Boop. Exhale, inhale comes all the way up, exhale releases. Other side, bringing the foot to mirror image, whatever you did on one side, try to do on the other. If you have to cross the ankle, that is fine. Here we go, exhale and fold. Right hand down, face to standing leg. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4th inhale. Inhale 5, lift halfway. Exhale stays here. Inhale comes up. Exhale releases. Standing tall, roll the shoulder heads down and back. From here, standing on left foot, you're going to bring the right knee up as though it's standing onto a big box. Those of you who want more advanced posturing, you can grab a hold of the toe. As you breathe here, we'll change on the 5th grab. Left hand is on left hip. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Open it out to the side for inhale 5. Look over your left shoulder if you have balance. Exhale. Inhale 1. Inhale 2. 3. 4. Inhale 5, comes back center. Exhale 5, hands to hips. Everybody's leg goes straight. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Release. Other side, bringing left knee up as though it's stepping up onto a box or grabbing a hold of the toe, holding here. Inhale 1. Standing tall, inhale 2. 3. 4. Inhale 5, opens to the side. Exhale 5, look over your right shoulder if you have it in your practice. And bring it back around. Everybody, hands on hips, legs are straight. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Release. Those of you who've stepped off the mat like me, go ahead and step back on. We're going to go through one little flow, come back to the top of the mat, and that's where we'll do the jumping out to the side and stuff. Actually, stand at the top of the mat. Jump the feet about hip distance apart. You're going to take the peace fingers, and you're going to grab a hold of the big toes, and you're going to pull your head down. Notice that the shoulders want to dump down. Pull them up to the sky as the head goes down. So inner thighs and shoulders and elbows up. Heels, head, and heart down. Finding that breath. Inhale, lift halfway up. We're going to take our hands and stuff them underneath the feet so that as you do this, the toes come all the way up to the wrist and you give your little wrist. And even you got to get all down and get all squatty here, right? Right? Massage the wrist a little bit. Dig the toes into those little wrinkles of the wrist. Lift halfway and then pull yourself down again. So feel inner thighs and shoulders move up, head moves down. Inhale, 1, 2. You can kind of kitty cat paw at your wrist and your palms while you're here. 3. And next inhale, lift up like your Betty Boop again. Hands to hips for the exhale. Inhale comes all the way up. Bringing those feet together, you can hop together. I'm not feeling very hoppy today. I'm happy, not hoppy. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Step or hop back, chaturanga. Up dog. Exhale, down dog. Same here, 5 breaths. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. And hop to the top. Exhale. Inhale right into your belly. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Mountain pose, standing tall. Step or hop out with your right foot to the side. Medium step, so mid forearms. Arms are out. We're at a home base. Toes are at 12 o'clock to the side of your mat. Starting with the right foot, pivoting towards that short end of the mat. Slide out over that leg. Come into Trikonasana. So your hand is either on the floor or block, or true Ashtanga, you're grabbing it with those peace fingers and turning and looking up. You're trying to pull the toe up while it's trying to push the fingers down. Inhale, 2. Inhale, 3. Four. Inhale, 5 comes up. Tick-tock the feet, exact same pose, other side. Heel to heel alignment, coming over. Arms are at 6 and 12. Over your head, look up. Always feel a little adjustment on the side. Inhale, 2. 3. 4. Inhale, 5 comes up. Tick-tock the feet. We're going to bring the left hand down to the block inside of that right foot. We're going to take the right arm high, triangle pose. Front foot or right foot's at 12 o'clock, the back toes are somewhere between a 10 and 11 o'clock position. Inhale, 2. Gaze up at your top hand. Inhale, 3. Those of you who want more advanced will take the hand flat to the outside of the left or right foot. Inhale, 4. Inhale, 5, come up. Exhale, exact same pose, other side, right hand down. Inhale, left arm up. Your next inhale comes up, come to home base, and then step to mountain pose, top of the mat. Step out, large step, home base. Your underneath wrist. Right foot pivots to that top of the mat, your heel to arch alignment. Right hand goes down, left arm goes over. So you're either on floor or block, outside the front foot, gaze is at the left fingertips. Arm and leg line up. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 5 comes up. Exhale, 5 goes right into the other side. Inhale, 1. 2. 3. 4. Inhale, 5 comes up. Warrior 2 on the right foot again. Hands into prayer. Come around. Left elbow. This is just like crescent twist, but this is warrior twist. If you need to lift that back heel, do so. If you need to drop the back knee, do so. Otherwise, warrior 2 feet. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 5. Comes up, exact same pose, other leg. Right elbow over. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 5, come up to home base. Exhale, 5, mountain pose, top of the mat. Inhale, step out home base, medium step underneath forearms. Grab your waistline so that your thumbs are coming right here at your spine. Roll your shoulders down and back so your elbows are not only squeezing towards one another, but slightly towards your butt. Come over with that same position. Head moving to floor, elbows moving together, back of the neck growing longer. Inhale, 1. Spread your toes. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze those shoulders. Inhale, 5 comes halfway up. Inhale comes all the way up, arms go out. Exhale, grabs the hands behind your back, braiding the fingers, bringing the palms together. Shoulders are still moving out of your ears as you exhale. Try to touch your head to the floor, the knuckles to the ceiling. Inhale, 1. Inhale, 2. Inhale, 3. Inhale, 4. Hands to hips. Inhale, 5. Come halfway up. Flat back. On your next inhale, come all the way up as the arms flare out. This time we're coming over. We're grabbing a hold of big toes.
Peace fingers, palms facing in. We're pulling on those toes. So come over, grab a hold of the big toes, pull up on the toes, smash the toes with the, smash the fingers with the toes. So don't let the toes come up, just try to pull on them. To pull your head down, inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, inhale 5, come halfway up like you're doing a belly boot. Exhale 5, hands to hips. Inhale comes all the way up, arms go out. Step to the top of the mat, mountain pose. Awesome, guys. Arms along the sides. We're gonna do a little bit, oh, we've got one more on we gotta do, my bad. All right, so step out, shorty step, so underneath elbows. You're gonna take your hands behind your back. You're either gonna grab your forearms, you're gonna interlace the knuckles. You can start to move those knuckles up. Eventually they'll come up and come into a prayer position behind your back. So your shorty step out, a little wider the shoulders. You're gonna pivot the right foot. We're gonna come to Eastern stretch. So you're gonna bow over that right leg. Inhale 1. Don't let the shoulders jump. Inhale 2. 3. 4. Inhale 5, come up. Tick-tock, do the other leg. Now, if you've got a forearm that's on bottom or a knuckle that's on bottom, switch that up as you come forward. Inhale 1. Inhale 2. Inhale 3. Inhale 4. Inhale 5, comes back up, home base, arms wing out. Now step up, mountain pose, big toes together. Inhale, chair pose for 5 breaths, gazing at the thumbs. Inhale 1. Push the shins down to get the butt back without sticking it out. Inhale 2. 3. 4. 5. Exhale and fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Wonderful, guys. Looking towards the top of your mat. Step, jump, crawl to a seated position. Right? All right, so I'm going to turn to you. This typically has like a lot of chaturangas in it, but because we are on a little more of a time frame, because there's a class right after this, we won't expand this class beyond an hour, but we might do it tomorrow, okay? So we're extending left leg forward, right foot is up into the heel, much like up into the groin, much like that balance posture we did earlier. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, comes forward. Nothing is relaxed here. My shoulders are pulling back. My arms are flaring. My thighs are squeezing together and rooting. My belly is drawing back, and that breath is still that deep ujjayi. Inhale 1. Inhale 2. Firm legs. 3. Inhale 4. Inhale 5, lift halfway like Betty Boop. Exhale 5, roll back on your sit bones, crawling the right ankle over the left. Hands are forward of the butt, up by your feet. Inhale, lift. Exhale, puts it down. We're extending the right leg out. Left heel comes in. Inhale, reaches up. Exhale, comes forward. Inhale 1.
2. Inhale, 3. 4. Inhale, 5, lift like Betty Boop. Exhale, 5, left ankle over right, knees to chest. Inhale, lift foot. Exhale, puts it down. Put hands forward, step back to plank, chaturanga, up dog, and down dog. Looking at the top of your mat, step, jump, or float through to seated position. All right, from here, the top of the right foot comes back onto the floor so you can see the whole foot. If you need to stay leaning over, that's fine. Otherwise, you're coming center. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, squeezing the legs together. Come forward. Inhale, 1. Inhale, 2. Inhale, 3. Inhale, 4, lift halfway. Exhale, 5, bring, inhale, 5. Go ahead and bring the leg around, right foot over, lift, and put it down. Same thing, other side. Left foot comes back along the side. Knees are together, top of the foot, shoelaces are down. Inhale, reaches up. Exhale, comes forward, fold. Nothing is relaxed here. Inhale, 1. Inhale, 2. Inhale, 3. Inhale, 4. Inhale, 5, lift halfway. Exhale, 5, left ankle over right, knees into chest, hands are down. Inhale, lift. See if you can rock forward. Go back through a chaturanga, an up dog, and a down dog. Wonderful. Hopping towards the top of your mat into a seated position. From here, bringing the right foot either inside or outside that left leg. From that position, sit up straight, left arm comes over, right hand comes onto your back, not onto the floor. Turn and look over your right shoulder as you move the right hip forward by squeezing the inner thighs. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 5, turn back around. Exhale, 5, right ankle over left, hands forward. Inhale, lift, and puts it down. Other side, right leg goes long. Left foot is either flat inside or outside. Cross the ankle if you need to. Push. Push down into the floor. Take the right elbow over and the left hand onto the low back. Inhale, 1. Inhale, 2. 3. 4. Inhale, 5. Come back around. Bring that left ankle over. This time we go back through that chaturanga. Lift up, chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Wonderful. Looking at the top of your mat, step, jump, or float to a seated position. Feet down, hip distance apart, fingers behind the back. Those of you who want to do straight legs and together for reverse plank, that is your option here. Feet are down, fingertips are forward. You're going to open up your chest, lift those hips, in through the nose, out through the nose, look up, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 5, dropping the butt down. Go ahead and come onto your back. We're going into bridge toes. Bring those feet to line up with the sit bones. Reach the fingertips down. Press the shoulders down and back, the back of the head down, the feet down, lift the hips up, bridge, holding here, inhale 1. Press those shoulders down, inhale 2. 3. 4. And 5. Put the hips down. We're going to supported shoulder stand and plow. If you don't know how to get up, look at me first and then take your eyes back to the ceiling and don't turn your head while performing these. Taking the legs over, shimmying those shoulders under, legs go up to the ceiling as hands come onto the mid back. Inhale 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Plow pose. Legs are wide today. You can grab a hold of big toes if your neck is safe. Now, see if you can roll up without putting anything down and balance on that side. Oh, I did it that time. Wonderful, guys. Go ahead and come to a seated position. You're going to, so typically this ends with a little bit of core and an inversion. I'd like to do the inversion today. We didn't do it yesterday, so I'm leaving an extra couple minutes. The inversion can be a supported shoulder stand with a block underneath your butt and up the wall. But we're going to do the abs first. So make sure your blocks are handy and they're up by your feet. You're going to take the right heel into the groin. The left foot either stays under the leg or for making the posture actually easier, it comes over the top. So we were talking about the breath. We're going to get into that breath. Right here, we're going to pause this for a second. All right, so the breath, watch my belly for a second. So you're going to find my breath goes. Right? So I'm really moving that belly back and forth. When we do this, sorry, my pants are being difficult right now. So when we do this, this is a lot of ab work, okay? So take the hands, resting open, and then index finger and thumb. Gaze off the tip of your nose, really move that breath. Inhale. Same breath, hands go down on the block. See if you can lift the butt up off the floor. Go. Put it down, either going into your headstand, either going into your supported shoulder stand with a block under your butt, or back to that supported position again. This time the breath comes down. It has the same hind strength, but it's not as forceful. It's back to that baseline Ujjayi. All right. Hey Siri, set 2-minute timer.
I am going to do headstand. If headstand is not in your practice, guess what? Today it's not in your practice either, right? Don't be wrenching your neck at home. All right. Finding your inversion. Sorry you didn't talk to me. Whatever that inversion may be. Basically, I need your head above your heart. It did start. I mean, your butt above your heart. And if you're in headstand, come to child's pose. If you are in supported shoulder stand, just come flat onto your back. Let the residual of whatever that inversion wash through you. If you move too much too soon, you won't feel it. Wonderful. Go ahead and flip onto your back. Any little back bending or anything that you might need, move into that space for me, please. Any spinal twisting is what I meant. So as you breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, really allowing your body to settle down onto the mat into your Shavasana. Maybe even listening to the birds in the background. Letting the body settle onto the mat. I'd like you to bring back to mind that energy that you need today. What energetic needs do you have to harness at this time? And so Ashtanga typically asks you to lay here at your own leisure for as long as you like. And so I'm going to do that same thing today. Please lay here as long as you like. Take the time to reboot yourself both mentally and physically. Take this time to find your joy, to find your path. Namaste. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Please lay there and enjoy your meditation.